and I are arrived and is present among us right now.
Yes, sir.
Where we can be thankful that God came not in a way that we could not comprehend, because it's God has a pattern and God has a pattern.
Yes, sir.
We know that God doesn't lie. Is that right?
That's right.
We know that God, well, we like to think that he changes, but his word is according to scripture that he changes not.
That's right.
Is that right?
That's right.
So if his word has always come through one from among the people that spoke their language and understand there could be one that will be in his image and after his likeness. Because a God does not come to make a child. A God does not come to make an upright man or woman. A God comes and makes another God.
That's right.
So we're thankful for one who was risen among us to be the first begotten. Exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
We're thankful for their coming and their presence and their work, because without the work of those two, we would not know the work of the one that is in our midst today, walking with us.
That's right.
The man who does not have knees that bend except towards God.
That's right.
I'm talking about the man who is the extension to that Christ. That is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It is in their names that I greet you all with the greeted words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
How you feeling this morning?
Yes.
Now I know usually at this time, around this time, you be on your second song from the choir. I'm sorry we don't have one here today. And if you were expecting a choir to get up here, I'm sorry. We're following after the pattern of Moses.
That's
And see,
right.
Moses, what he did not start singing any songs until after Pharaoh had got whooped up.
That's right.
After Pharaoh was off the scene and drowned in the sea, that's when Moses sang a song, and he didn't sing anything spooky. He said that the Lord is a man of war. And he sung that proudly, and he had something, and he had a choir behind him that was ready to sing too. Because they had overcome slavery. They had overcome oppression and persecution. So until you and I have something to overcome, and we've gotten to the other side of that promised land.
That's right.
I want to thank our speakers that came before, and the ministry team of Muhammad Mosque number 60. Brother Saladin, Sister Kareem, Brother Eric Tourex. Please give them a round of applause for doing the wonderful job. I'm very proud of the work that they're doing and the growth that they've came, and you should be proud of it as well.
Yes, sir.
Because, you know, Muhammad Mosque number 60 don't make no lightweights now.
That's right. That's right.
Muhammad don't make no pumps.
That's right.
Muhammad don't make lightweights.
That's right.
Muhammad get to the other side unless we're ready to fight the good fight.
That's right.
That's right.
See, that's the problem that the children of Israel had in the Bible.
That's right.
They were wandering in the desert not because God was mad at them, but because they were not ready to inherit his promise and go use the spirit and essence that God would put in them and go and take out the giants that were in the land.
Right.
I know you think that's a fairy tale.
No.
I know you think that that's something of past. And you don't think that that applies to you. But if God had put it on the children of Israel to go and to take the land from those who were inhabiting their land, because the land enemy has a big one.
That's right.
What you gonna do? You gonna shoot him and then say, hey, time out, man, give me some bullets. You don't make no bullets or guns.
Right.
What makes you think you're gonna overcome your enemy with the weapons that you don't control?
That's right.
No, we have to have a weapon that is far superior, and guess what? We have one.
That's
right.
right. Yes, sir.
We have three
That's
of those
right.
weapons
Right.
that are all one. See, we're worried about a trinity that's coming that the enemy has given to us that doesn't have real power because they misrepresented what the real Trinity is all about.
That's right.
You and
That's
I have
right.
never been taught what the real Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. With fear inside of us, will never have success in our life because our success will be dependent upon an oppressor to give it to us whenever he feel like it. And damn it, he ain't felt like it in 464 years.
That's right. That's right.
Praises be to the Lord.
That's right.
Today, our subject is, I wasn't trying to go there, is the New World Order. It's a pretty serious subject, but it's one that is necessary to understand. Because we're living in a time in society that leaves many historians, leaves many scholars, leaves many theologians perplexed and confused as to what in the hell is really going on right now.
Come on.
Did I say something wrong?
No, sir. Come on.
Is the preacher up there cussing? No, you living in hell right now, ain't you?
That's right.
You got up and said, damn, it's cold as hell out here.
That's right.
You don't look for some place. Your hell is your condition.
That's
on.
right.
And the state of mind that condition of your mind is in.
That's right.
You ain't got to wait to go nowhere. You living in it right now.
That's
Say that.
right.
Come on.
And we trying to get to heaven. That's why our conscious mind is never looking for us. Although we talk about heaven, we ain't trying to die to get there for real.
That's right.
You want to stay away from that as much as possible. As much hell is on this earth. Most of us, used to be a time, I should say, where no matter how much hell we caught, no matter how many holes, take ourselves out.
You know it. Right,
but now it seems as if black folk, many of us, our youth in particular, are reaching a breaking point where they can't take it no more.
Right.
And are willing to take themselves out of here just to escape this wicked reality that we're living in.
That's right,
because we're living in a world order that is not the kind of order that you think, but there is order out of chaos.
Right. Come on.
In these, you ever heard of the secret societies?
Yes, sir. Right? Talk about it.
Yes,
civilizing them so we wouldn't kill them as quickly.
Say that.
Right.
So we can do trading among them.
Say
We
that.
don't know that hidden secret.
That's right.
Come on. Of where they got it from.
That's right.
You were never taught really what that sword for those Shriners that has that star and crescent and what that really represents.
Right.
Break it down,
Why
brother.
Muhammad gave them and made them study from 35 to 50 years.
Come on, brother.
Come on.
Before they can call themselves a Muslim son or Muslim son.
That's right.
Why we made them do that. While they wear the great and holy universe flag of Islam.
That's
Why
right.
they use the letters, but you know, we're so fragmented that we don't understand that if those letters in the divine nine came together, we can make beautiful sentences and paragraphs.
That's
Come
right.
on now.
Good
But
teaching.
God, Jesus says that I'm the Alpha and the Omega.
That's
We
right.
shouldn't have no set tripping amongst us among the fraternal order.
That's right.
Not understanding the rites of passage that you take. But, you know,
That's
Come on.
right.
Come on.
and we always wanting to equalize ourselves.
That's right,
We couldn't go to, white colleges. We couldn't go to Harvard again.
Yeah.
Once upon a time.
That's right.
These Ivy League.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So we formed HBCU.
That's right.
But then now we let them in our school.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Happy about it,
We
too.
couldn't get into their secret society,
Yeah.
their skull and bone.
Come on.
That's right,
Come on. Come
Their
on.
Scottish Rite
Come on.
Masonic lodges.
Come on now.
We couldn't get in there, so we formed Prince Hall.
Right.
We formed those, just like how we do in the church today.
That's right. Come
We
on.
don't understand that, Christmas is around the corner.
Talk about it.
Right.
We're going to get that tree ready.
Talk about it.
We're going to deck it with silver and gold.
And
That's
gold. That's
right.
right.
We're going to sing songs. We're going to hear Temptations play all month.
That's right.
Come on, break that down. Break it down.
You on to something, brother.
Baritone. We're going to have all that.
You on it.
We're going to have Silent Night. We're going to sing about Rudolph and his red nose.
Come on.
Is that right?
Temptations,
Come on.
All brother minister, you on it.
We're going to be, I bypass, notice I bypass Thanksgiving. That's really good for that.
Yeah.
That's really good. Tis this season right
Tis
now.
the season. Come on.
We already
man.
in that now.
That's right.
Money.
Giving
Money.
thanks for stuff that we have no clue what really happened on these days.
That's right.
To show you that we are a people that drink from a pond, drink from a gorge, drink from a filter that has been poisoning you and I.
Right.
Yeah,
And
man.
don't
Come
even
on.
bother to question.
Come on.
In fact, you better not say nothing about
That's
that.
Not.
right.
That's right.
Shoot.
You want a
I've been
problem?
putting this tree up. This tree been in my family.
That's
Come
right.
That tree came from Kmart.
Come on,
Come
man.
on, man.
Come on.
Act like it's sacred. It came from
Yeah.
Walmart.
Special tree,
You gotta
man.
bend the wires up, You gotta, come on now. I'm the only one that had the fake tree that's been in the garage, in the basement. Okay. You gotta bend them wires right from the branch, because it's not a branch, it's a wire.
That's right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Well, we're living.
Come on, brother.
I'm not making fun of your cheeks.
Come on now. Come on.
Praise be to Allah. That's right.
Yes, sir.
But we don't have an understanding on the things that we do. And since we don't understand symbol, the symbol has power over us.
That-
It does.
Yes, sir.
Symbols and imagery are very powerful. I heard my brother mention earlier today about propaganda.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Good.
That's real.
That's
Yes,
real.
sir.
Warfare begins with an intellectual assault,
Come on.
an educational assault.
That's right.
That's how warfare begins.
That's right.
Warfare begins with psychological and psychiatric operations that take place to in your belief system.
Come on, man.
Sir.
That's what happens initially.
That's right.
But we are not too much aware of what happens with that.
Good teacher.
Did you know that behind most world governments, there's a shadow government that you don't see?
Come on. Come on.
There's a hand that you see and there's an unseen hand
Yeah.
That's right.
Come on.
That's
that is
right.
making moves that you and I are not really privy to. There are boardrooms, there are meetings, there are councils that take place that we do not get the ability to sit in and listen to.
That's right. You on it?
The first, historical, see, they put it out there and dangled out there in history where this has happened, but we couldn't put it together. The world's most powerful, and I mean powerful in also a destructive way, religion, has been the white world's Christianity. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just telling you what happened.
Come on.
The
Come on,
Pope,
man.
the Catholic Church,
Talk about it.
white Christians.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Teach.
I ain't talking about black Christians.
Come
I'm
on.
talking about white Christians.
Come on.
White Christians have colonized and enslaved an entire planet. It does not make you native.
Right.
It does not, in fact, make you native to Europe.
Right.
It means you a black person that have picked up an accent because you've been living with your slave master.
Come on. You on it?
Exactly.
Right or wrong?
Right.
Right.
So since we have been living and can bear witness historically, they've dangled stuff out there. Some of us have heard it.
Break it down.
325 AD,
Yes, sir.
where these people got together and they started having conversations.
Come on. Come on.
There's arguments. They started forming what is today modern Christianity
That's right.
by taking out certain aspects of the sacred text of
That's
God
right.
That's right. Teach.
and writing in other things,
Right there, brother.
which most of us don't have an understanding how things change. Do you know when you transfer languages that are not synonymous in any way, shape, or form, that you corrupt the very original tongues? The Greek came out of the Pauline doctrine. The New Testament that most of your pastors quote from, that say somehow it's supposed to erase the Old Testament.
Come on.
I don't know where you find that in the Bible, but
Come on.
somehow we live.
Right.
Come on.
But he was speaking to the Greek church, so he had to write it out.
That's right.
But you have it in the English language that we barely understand.
That's right.
Is that right? Did you know that the English language was not formed, the Old English was not formed until the year 1066? But these scriptures are thousands of years old.
Right. Teach.
So the English language didn't even come about until over 1,000 years after the Bible was revealed. The last revelation came about.
Right.
Did I say something wrong?
No, sir.
Come on.
So you mean to tell me this stuff been sitting around for over 1,000 years and a language that's not compatible and it's going to translate all the way 100% correct?
Come on, man.
I'm just giving you an example. But in order to pass this on as legit, you have to have an organized structure and government that is able to implement all of the ideology, the theology, and all of the isms that come with that.
That's right.
You
Come
have
on,
to
man.
have an agreement between parties
Yes, sir.
that have power in order to make sure that you can enforce what you put together and keep it intact.
That's right.
Just in case somebody with a little bit of sense comes up, it's of the word. They invest billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, in fact, to keep you and I. I'm going to say that again.
Yes, sir.
The rich and powerful, the elite of this world, they invest untold trillions of dollars to keep you stupid.
Right.
That's right. Say that. Talk about it,
Do you
bro.
know how Rome stayed in power so long?
Come on.
When they were doing their misdeeds and always at war with people and always spending the resources of the nation, how they made that back? They built Colosseums.
Right.
And when they built Colosseums,
Come on.
they would entertain the people who were dissatisfied.
Right.
Come on.
Teach.
And they would, have fights, and they would,
right.
the gladiators. You saw
Right,
the movie
right.
Gladiators.
Yes,
before,
sir.
right?
You right, brother.
They make it all, you feel some type of way about it.
Yeah. You right.
And you connect to it, But they were slaves,
Right. Teach.
right? They were fighting to please the ignorant masses so they would not cause an uprising and find out what the government was really doing.
That's right.
The government was selling the whole story that the sun will never set on the Roman Empire.
That's what they said. Come on now.
They said that, yeah. Great Britain said it.
A lot of people
France
said
said it. A whole lot of nations said that.
That's right.
And soon after they said it, the sun finally set. Understand what we do, it talks about ignorance. Why does the devil keep our people illiterate?
Right.
Literally. That's right.
The question.
Good question.
And the answer is so that he can use them for a tool and also a slave.
That's
He
right.
keeps them, us, blind to ourselves so that he can master us.
That's right.
Illiterate means ignorant.
Right.
That's right.
Illiterate just don't mean that, we have some trouble reading.
Come on.
Teach, brother.
But we have trouble reading the environment.
Right.
We have trouble reading what's happening in society. We are ignorant to what's really going on. The key to be the smartest person in the room. See, while one hand is giving the distraction, the real trick is taking place somewhere else. So this is a distraction. They give you smoke and mirrors and curtains and over here and next thing you know, the trick is really taking place somewhere else.
Right.
It's nothing magical. It's not as if the atoms of things are disappearing. It's all illusions.
Right.
It's mirrors. It's
Right.
being able to maneuver things to distract you. So when something appears, it almost seems as if it's so good, it's too good, it's impossible. I ain't really talking to you because you don't really know what I'm talking about. But those who are 35 and up, you ain't got to raise your hand. Sorry, I can identify most of them. Do you remember when TV used to go off?
Oh,
You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Yes! TV went off once upon a time, young man.
Yes.
Oh, see. Once upon a time, TV went off.
That's right. That's right.
Like for real, like it went off.
Sir.
Like you saw the little flag waving.
Right. That's right.
It was just like it was a bright day. You heard the national anthem, and it. That was it.
That was it. That's right.
That was on Saturday, and then most of us were staying up on the weekdays. On the weekends, that's how I found like, wait a minute, what's going on? TV on. That was the signal to go to bed.
That's right.
What else you gonna do?
That's right.
You had maybe 3 news stations that you went to.
That's right.
That's it. ABC, NBC, and CBS.
That's right.
That was it.
That was it.
There wasn't no Fox back then.
That's right.
It wasn't a thing.
That's right.
You had 3 news stations, and half the time only 1.5 of them worked.
That's right.
If your brother who was there wasn't the antenna wasn't there to hold it to make sure your brother was the antenna, and you had to have that foil. And y'all, you don't know about them pliers. Come on, when TVs actually had knobs. I know I look young. Distracted. So our sister's boy, General Hospital, the longest running soap opera in America. It's been on, about 40-some years? 50 years? It's been on a long time. Damn, how many patients y'all seen in the General Hospital? Come on. Yeah, people that sick, you need to be on 50-some years. Come on, man. As the world turns, all of my children. How many children did you have? Somebody needs some birth. Have, LGBT TV.
Right.
So you scroll, the next thing you're like, whoa.
Right.
You think it's a cartoon today, but it's really for adults.
Right.
Right.
But your children are babies. Distractions, because, see, we should understand distractions, but we understand it on a small scale. When mommy and daddy want some alone time,
Right.
you put the children in front of the TV, don't knock on my door. Don't act like y'all know what I'm talking about.
Come on, man.
Tell them, don't knock on the door, don't come back here for nothing.
Right.
Mommy and daddy are back here. Right. We're taking a nap.
Come on, man.
That went over your head. See, the fact is that we understand distractions on a small scale level. We can distract the child with a TV, but A shadow government distracts us on a much larger and much more grand scale.
Come on.
That's right.
Which is why entertainment is endless.
Come on.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Programming after programming, show after show, fight after fight, and now we take our entertainment with us everywhere.
Yeah.
Man. Come
That's
on.
right.
In the palm of our hand.
Smartphones. Come on.
I'm trying to keep your phone in your hand.
You know it.
That's
And
right.
don't let you lose you. Oh. They have an aneurysm trying to find your phone.
That's right. Teach, brother.
You know it. You on it. Come on, man. That be me.
Because it's become our lifeline. It's become our very means of existence and subsistence.
Come on.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So we have all of these things that keep us distracted, but now not only distracted, see, it raises and keeps changing our emotional levels and capabilities to where, you know, we have moments where we're entertained, we're going to see a fight. Wait, Facebook, and see, we have social media that has now become the means. See, social media is now the new Coliseum.
Come
That's
on.
right. Teach,
You on
brother.
it. Yes,
Teach.
sir.
Is that right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
Yeah.
See, if you start watching fights on Facebook, the next one gonna keep coming. It's gonna be a fight after
Come on,
fight
man.
after fight after fight.
Come on, man.
And so Facebook and Instagram have become the means of the new Coliseum that keeps us distracted because we're entertained with ignorance and foolishness.
That's
today.
right. Teach.
Good teacher,
And we
brother.
bask in that. Feed into your tastes and your desires. And when they see that we like one thing that's ignorant, they gonna keep dumping more things that are ignorant. So you have an endless stream of ignorance.
That's right.
To keep you and I distracted from what's really happening.
That's
Teach 'em,
right.
man.
Teach.
There's an uprising in Bolivia right now.
Teach,
Say that.
brother.
Is that
Teach
right?
it.
Yes, sir.
Teach, brother.
The military, there's been a military coup.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, who's been talking to the military?
Come on.
Who told them to get rid of first of all, a person that was elected by the people?
That's
Teach,
right.
brother.
Evo Morales, an indigenous person, native, who's spoken out against the synagogue of Satan, who has been having the courage enough to stand in ranks with those of Muammar Gaddafi, of Hugo Chavez, of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan,
That's
of
right.
Elijah Muhammad,
Teach.
standing in ranks with men like that who have the courage to speak against the satanic forces that are ruling, and now he's seeking asylum in Mexico.
Mexico,
Teach,
yeah.
brother. Teach it.
But the people are uprising because they don't want no military government.
That's right.
Because they know that every time a military government is taken over, like in Egypt,
Come on.
like
Come
in
on.
other nations before,
Come on.
that it's always been a government, the military is getting their weaponry from the hegemony of the West.
That's
Where are
right.
they getting their weapons from?
That's
Who's
right.
manufacturing their guns to keep you strong as a military?
That's right.
You're not making them in Bolivia.
Come
That's
on.
right. Teach.
So you're getting your weapons from Israel.
Come on.
You're getting your weapons from France. You're getting your weapons from America. And therefore, the military coup is a power that is really backed by forces of the United States of America.
That's
Come on,
right.
man.
Teach,
That's it.
brother. Teach it.
You on it.
You don't understand that there's a shadow government that is
Right.
operating. I know you didn't come here thinking you're going to come to church here and nothing about it. I visited this book, and it's actually the same title as our subject today. It's called The New World Order by Ralph Epperson. Interesting. I suggest you take a look at it when you get some time. But every great nation, a seal. Is that right?
Come on. Come on.
Something that represents what they stand for.
That's right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
You know, in Europeans, their families, they have a family crest, a coat of arms.
Mm-hmm.
What you think that means, coat of arms? It represents their sovereignty and their military prowess.
That's right.
That's what a coat of arms is really talking about.
Right.
You know, that's child stuff. But we're talking about governments and hegemonies here. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Brother Eric, can you pull up the seal of America, please? Okay, so go back to the seal, the pyramid. Stop it. Yes. I'm gonna look at this real quick, and we're gonna come back to it. But in here, this is found on every dollar bill. It's a part of the seal of the United States of America. There's a lot of Latin speakers around. They don't
That's
really know
right. Teach.
what this is talking about. But it's important that we look at it because this is the medium of exchange that wars have been fought over. Why do you think that the United States went into Iraq?
That's right.
You think it's because they were really concerned about the freedom of the Iraqi people? Calling it Operation Iraqi Freedom. Please. Free them how? Because they dying over there.
That's right.
That they can have with that and the ability to manipulate and stay in power.
Right. Right.
Saddam Hussein, at the world medium of exchange for the oil was the American dollar.
Right.
Saddam was trying to throw a monkey wrench in there and switch it to the euro at that time.
Yes, sir.
Take it off of the dollar,
Right.
which would have power and weaken them to the degree where their European brothers can start taking over again.
Right.
America, we're trying to have that. That's why you think Bush said we'll go at it alone.
That's
Because he
right.
already knew that they had to go at it alone.
Right.
Because for the Great Britain and for the United Kingdom to help America in that case would mean a destruction of their economy. It would favor them if Saddam was successful in his plan.
Right.
So they have to step back and let their little brother go to work.
Right.
Let me talk about this here for a second. Bricks here. 13 layers. I'm going to get to what that number means here. And the capstone is missing. But instead of it being a capstone, is an eye that is referred to as the all-seeing eye. They want you to think that that's God. But that's not God. That look like God eye? And behind it is a light that makes you think it's the sun, but it's really not the sun. It's a light, but it's not the true proves our undertakings. Who approves of your undertakings? The all-seeing eye approves of their undertakings. So America has made a part of their manifest destiny that they're doing all of this killing of the original and indigenous people all over the earth because it's God's approval and he nods at our undertakings. But which God are they talking about?
That's right.
Because there's more than one God. I hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
Now you got the true and living God.
Right.
You have the creator. That's the creator, but he nods at agrees with, approves of our undertakings. And under that novus ordo seclorum, that means new world order. Novus is new, ordo is order, seclorum is world. Okay, now in Latin, when you have Latin words and Spanish and everything, they put the adjective behind the actual subject. So novus ordo seclorum, new world order. For who? His people.
That's right.
You know, every time I look at this and every time I think about it, I swear to Allah, I think of the words of our big brother and father here in Nashville, Minister Najib Muhammad.
That's right.
He said this eagle ain't nothing but a glorified buzzard.
Come on.
Because eagles and birds of prey like that, they feast off of the flesh of dead things. The carcass, what was Jesus referring to there with the carcass? Be the carcass of what?
That's right.
Come on.
The carcass are the remains of something.
Right.
Come on.
And the carcass being referred to in that scripture were the remains of a great people
That's right.
That's right.
who used to be God,
That's right.
who are God, but don't understand who they are. And there's a bird of prey. There are birds of prey
Right.
feasting off of us today. The Asian white man, but he's
That's
allowed
right.
others to come in our community and feast off of us. So you have some Chinese eagles.
That's
That's
right.
You have
right.
some Korean eagles.
That's
Say
right.
You have some Vietnamese eagles.
Say that.
You have some Saudi Arabian eagles.
on.
You have some Lebanese eagles.
Come on.
You have eagles of every kith and kin that are coming over and feasting off of us and picking away the financial flesh that backs us, that can actually empower us and really
Right.
liberate us if we
Right.
understood. But we don't have an understanding.
Come
That's
on,
right.
man.
Teach.
Yes.
What is this? E pluribus unum.
Come on.
Out of measure.
Final numbers again. I gotta get to that. This flag. Not the same as the American flag, is it?
No.
But it looks. You have what resembles an American flag with the stars missing from here, but now hovering over here, 13 stars in the shape of a Star of David. And the stripes, there are 13 stripes, but they're different.
Right.
Let me show you the difference. Go to the American flag, brother. In here is the American flag. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us the meaning of this flag because he said it was our original scientists that had actually designed it and gave it. In the flag, it does represent freedom, but it represents the rule of the original man. And every 2,000 years, every so many years, there was an interruption of the original man's rule by white hegemony. And they will come in and create a disruption to the rule of the original man.
Come on, man.
After so many years. But in the beginning, God was, and in the beginning, God will be. That's why Jesus said, I am the Alpha and the Omega. So at the end of the destruction of this world ruled by Caucasians, now that's the way it's depicted here. Go back to the eagle, brother. Notice that it begins and ends with the white. They reverse it.
White, yes, sir.
So they have 7 white stripes.
Come on, man.
6 red stripes. Why is that? Because under this order, under their great seal, they want to be the beginning and the end. To keep us contained within their power at the beginning and the end of their rule. They don't have any justice inside of them, so justice hovers over them and is not controlled by them. It's controlled by the synagogue of Satan, which is why the Star of David is there.
Come on, man.
All praise to Allah. Why is the eagle holding both an olive branch and holding arrows? When they're both conflicting of the eastern tip of the Mediterranean Sea and a landmark. Don't get it twisted. Black folk live there.
Right.
We always live there. Arabia, Saudi, all of that, that's black, that's Africa. They want to make you think it's Arab. Arabs came later. But at that particular time, there were black folk that were living there. And black people were in Damascus. Black folk was in Egypt. We've been all over this planet Earth. But we thought that was the best part of the earth, so we settled there. But at that time, 30% of the people who were living in that area were dissatisfied with their government.
Come on.
They were dissatisfied with the administration.
That's right.
They were dissatisfied with the employment in Syria. They were dissatisfied with the means of economy.
That's right.
They were dissatisfied with the structure of things. So Sir John Hawkins was among them for 20 years.
Come on.
Trading among them.
Come on.
Smiling with them. Sitting with them. Eating with them, going to their temples, going to the masjid, going to the mosque, going to their religious meetings because they welcomed him in as a friend when all he was trying to do was learn their language, learn their ways, learn their custom, learn what they were dissatisfied with so he can separate them and bring them. And he brought us over here in the name, the good ship named Jesus.
That's right.
That's the ship he brought us over here with.
That's right.
Because they said he saw how we revered the prophet Isa. And we taught about that and how he was looked at in the Holy Quran as being the Messiah. He got a hold of that. He knew that there was a Messiah talked about in the book. He knew that the Messiah was going to be with the Mahdi. He learned all of this. And since we revered that, he named the ship Jesus, which was given a sign of something that would be new. So he made an interpretation that we will receive more gold that we were earning in our own country in the new land.
That's right. That's right.
And then he deceived us to make us think that if we followed this good ship Jesus, then we would be able to all this world. Just give me Jesus. Just bring me Jesus, because that was the song that our ancestors sang on the shores of Jamestown, Virginia. When we arrived here looking for the ship Jesus to return, and little did it know that it would be over 379 years later before the real ship Jesus would come.
Come on. Come on.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Now, we're talking about the New World Order. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
What's this number 13 about? Why are there 13 leaves in the olive branch? Why are there 13 bars and stripes in the shield?
Come on.
Why are there 13 arrows?
Good question.
Do you know that there are 13 letters in E pluribus unum? And 13 letters in adequate coeptus? 13 letters. Why did they wait for 13 colonies to form before there was a new government?
Good question.
Why are there 13 pillars in the pyramid? How there was a second beast that was coming out of the land. And that beast had power and was given power and given influence